I should have all eyes forward, all eyes on me, all laptops are closed. Let's have our reading journal opened to our anchor charts. Virtual kiddos, if you want to have your anchor charts open and have this video open side by side, that may be the one especially that has like all of the structures on it. Okay? Yep, that one's perfect. All right, kiddos. So this week we are learning about text structure. Everybody say text structure.
Text structure.
Okay. Yesterday we had a good conversation. What is text? The passage. What is structure?
Something that holds it up.
Something that holds it up. Very good. An example is like a building. We often refer to buildings as structures already. So text structure is how the author builds the text. Okay? So if we say that the structure is a building, text structure is how the author builds the passage. Okay? What format, what's the frame going to look like for this passage? Yesterday we talked about cause and effect. Today we're going to talk about another text structure. So this week we're going to go through all the different types, and then over the next couple of weeks we're going to kind of blend them all together. Right? So this is going to be our goal, y'all. This is our goal until Thanksgiving. It's a long goal. So if you were slightly confused yesterday, that's okay, because how long are we going to work on this? Until Thanksgiving. Okay? So it says, ready, we're going to chant. Ready? I will be able to.
I will be able to.
Identify the structure.
Identify the structure
Of an informational text.
of an informational text.
And justify
My
answer.
answer.
Good job. Okay, let's go over our keywords. What does it mean to identify? Raising a hand. What do you think it means to identify something? Brennan.
To locate it.
To locate it. Genesee, what do you think? To see it. Yeah, that's it. We're locating it, we're looking at it. To identify it means to find it. Okay, if I can identify it, I can see it, I know what it is. We said the structure is like how the author chooses to write. What's an informational text? What's an informational text, Courtney? Yeah, good job. It's a text that gives me important information. Is it real information or made up information?
Real.
We call it non-fiction, right? Non-fiction. All right, ready? We know this one. Class, get ready. What's it mean to justify?
Prove it.
Very good. We're proving it with what?
Supporting details.
No, look at your goal. What are we proving it with?
Evidence.
How do we quote evidence in this classroom?
Word for word.
Word for word. Good. So we understand all the parts of our goal. What we're going to do today is just put it into practice. Okay? We're just going to put it into some practice. So we know that text structure is the way the author chooses to inform us. There are 5 different ones. We're going to focus on 4. And they all have the same goal. It doesn't matter if I pick cause and effect or a different one. It's to give the reader information. Okay? When an author writes, he's giving us information. Right? These are the 4 that we are going to focus on. Raising a hand, what does that first one say? High to the sky, what does that first one say? Michaela. Comparison. What's the second one say? Noah.
Problem and solution.
Very good. What's the third one say, Izzy? Sequencing. And my last one, Lincoln? Good. Which one did we work on yesterday, class?
Cause and effect.
Very good. What is cause?
The reason
The reason why something happens. Very good. What is effect?
what happened.
Good. With your table partner, I want you to go back and forth, and I want you to discuss the different signal words for cause and effect. Virtual kiddos, I'd like you to do the same thing, please. All right, I hear conversation getting quiet, which means I think we're ready to discuss. Raising a hand. Okay, raising a hand. What is a signal word for cause and effect? Give me one, Trenton. Therefore, very good. Give me another one, Morgan. Because. Give me another one, Michaela. Therefore, Samuel. Effect, Dylan. Consequently, Jesse. What, baby? Reason, Brennan. Effect, Alex. So sorry, there's two more on there. We said since and then one more. Who does what it is, Courtney? No, we got that one. So very good. So very good. All of those words are signal words. We call them keywords that help us find cause and effect. We practiced that yesterday. Today we're going to practice a new one. Okay? All right, so we are learning this because we know that text structure is how the author builds the text. If we spend a lot of time on main idea. Class, stay with me. What is main idea? What the passage is?
All about.
Okay, now that I'm able to find what the passage is all about, now we're getting into the nitty gritty. Okay, and we're looking like I know what it's all about. Now I want to see kind of how the author built it. Okay, we're just digging deeper. How did the author build it? All right, so we know that each text structure has a different keyword. We just reviewed the keywords for cause and effect. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to dig into a new. Let me get my pen. This is where we just were. We're going to dig into a new one today. We are going to dig into sequence. Okay. So what I'd like for you to do, after I tell you what it is, you're going to take turns with your table partner going back and forth. Partner B is going to go first. Who is partner B? Raise your hand. Yep. Partner B is going to read the first word, then partner A is going to read the good, Jesse, and then partner B is going to read the third, and partner A is going to read the fourth. There, you got the idea? All right, so sequencing. The text describes events in a chronological order. Freeze, that's a big word. What do you think chronological means? Courtney, what do you think it means? That's okay. Jesse? What, baby? Oh, yeah. Jesse says like first, second, third. Who agrees with Jesse that that could be what chronological is? Yeah, guys. Sequencing is just putting things in order. All right, we're going to round robin. Really, it's rally robin because there's only two of us. Partner B, read me the first one and then go back and forth. Go ahead. I'll come to you. Virtual kiddos, I want you to look over these keywords and unpause when you're ready. All right, let's go over them. Raising a hand, just give me a signal word for sequencing. Samuel. In the end. Give me, I like that. That sounds like final, right? In the end. I like saying that deep voice. In the end. All right, Corbin. Before. Michaela. Good. Other Michaela. Next. Good. Like it? Then, McKinley. Last. Dylan. Lastly. That kind of sounds a funny word, right? I like that one. Molly. Second. Jesse. Good. Courtney. What, baby? Finally. Good. Trenton. Before. Brennan. First. Noah.
Soon.
Good. Jesse, another one? Yeah, during. No, during. Very good. Okay. What do you notice about all of these words? Think back to third grade when Miss Missy and Miss Catherine, if you went to school here in third grade, when they taught you how to write essays. What kinds of words do they make you use in your writing? Yeah. We call them transition words. Say transition words.
Transition words.
So guys, when you were learning how to be authors, you were really learning sequencing as a reader too. Okay? When the author is trying to put something in order. So in third grade, you were learning how to tell like a story, right? You were putting your story in order of what happened first, what happened next, what happened last. Yeah, okay? So the author does the same thing. They're just giving me information. They're putting it in order. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to look at our anchor chart for sequencing. Okay? It's kind of hard to see, virtual kiddo. Sorry. All right. So today we are working on sequencing. It's the same goal, except instead of just saying text structure, we are specifically looking at sequencing. Okay, so here we go. I guess you know what, virtual kiddos, you're just gonna see the TV one because that's easier for you to see. There you go. All right, here we go. Sequencing can come in lots of different forms. So one way we see sequencing a lot is in science when we're talking about like the life cycle. So up there you see the life cycle and it says baby, toddler. What comes next? Teenager, then
Adult.
good. Okay. So anytime you study the life cycle of animals, you're studying sequencing. A lot of times we see it in directions, in recipes. It says how to. 1, pour cereal into a bowl. 2, pour milk into a bowl. 3, enjoy. What
That's
are you
pretty
giving
easy.
directions for? Eating cereal. Good. I also see it like what you said when you write a story. I have a beginning, a and a good. Today, we are starting our very first novel study of the year.
The book.
And we're going to talk about aspects from history. So we're going to use a timeline. We're going to see lots of dates. Okay? The author's going to tell us what happened for us to become America in order. What happened first, what happened. Yeah, and then we're just going to keep going. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
Last year, Miss Misty, so she missed in 3 partners, and we made this big poster of the book that we were reading, and it was like a time.
A timeline, yeah. And so if you've seen timelines before, like Morgan saying you did in 3rd grade, then that is a part of sequencing. That is part of sequencing. All right. So this is what.
The first time they talked about it, I didn't know what it was. I have this on my backpack. I mean, like the glitter sequence.
Oh, sequence, not sequence. There you go. All right, kiddos. What we are going to do is just take a second to look over our anchor chart. Virtual kiddos, I'm going to pause this video. If you want to go ahead and pause right here so you can see the chart, I just want you to look over it. All right. So we know that sequencing is putting things in order. Okay? It's when I put things in order. So what I'm going to model for you, yesterday I modeled for you how to find cause and effect. Today I'm going to model sequencing. But it doesn't matter what structure I'm looking for, I'm still going to follow the same exact steps. Step 1, read it. What am I doing step 1?
Read it.
What am I reading?
Title in the passage.
Good. If there is a title or a heading, are there any text features around? Am I going to look at them?
Yes.
Yes. Sometimes, even if I'm not reading for main idea, understanding main idea helps me understand text structure. Okay? They still give me clues. All right, number 2, I'm going to circle or highlight signal words. What kind of signal words am I looking for today in sequencing?
First, second.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Then I'm going to go look in my reading journal. If I'm not sure, if I see some words and I'm like, oh, I don't remember what structure that is, I can go look in my reading journal, find those words, and I'm like, oh, this is in the sequencing box. Okay? And it helps me know that it's sequencing. And then I have to explain with evidence. What do I mean by explain with evidence? Raise a hand. What do I mean by explain with evidence, Michaela? Yeah, I'm going to pick some evidence from the passage. What am I doing with it? What, Eddie? Oh, thank you, Alex. I'm proving it. If I say this passage is sequencing, what do I still have to do? Prove it. I still have to prove it.
If you're trying to teach it and you're like, well, this passage is sequencing, the kids aren't really going to understand unless you show them, unless you prove it.
Unless I prove it. And how do I prove it? With what?
Word for word.
Word for word evidence. Okay, so remember, when I am modeling, our eyes are, our hands are,
Empty.
and our brains are
Ready to learn.
Here we go. I am a good reader. So I read the passage first. I'm going to look and see if there are any text features. Today I don't have any. And that's okay, I won't always. Okay? But if text features are there, they are clues that the author leaves me, and I'm going to use them. I don't have any today. So I'm just going to read my passage. And I know that I'm looking for signal words. Any signal words. Can I borrow this, sister? I am borrowing signal words that are from this page. Anytime I see a word on this page, I am going to highlight them. Okay? today we have kind of an easy hint. I know I'm looking for sequencing, but next week you won't know which one it is. Okay? So we look at that piece of paper in our journal is our biggest help. Okay, here we go. Whew. The first metal two-wheeled machine appeared in 1865. The pedal was attached directly to the wheel, and it was made completely of wood. The first metal bicycle dates back to 1870 and was also the first pedaled machine referred to as a bicycle. It had a high front wheel. The first bicycle to have a chain was invented in 1879. This chained bike returned to the original design of having two wheels the same size. A kid's bike was introduced after World War I, and it featured automobile elements. By the 1960s, bicycles were becoming lighter and simpler. The 10-speed bike was popular in the 1970s. Today, bikes of all shapes and sizes are ridden every day. I saw lots of keywords, and that is step 2. Is to highlight my signal words. So here we go. I saw the word first multiple times. And I also saw a lot of dates. Now, that may have not been something that we said, but if I start seeing lots of dates in a passage, I know that the author is putting something in order for me. So I saw lots of dates. I saw things like 1865, 1870. I saw 1879. I saw 1960s. I saw 1970s. Okay? All of those signal words help me know that, look, we started all the way in 1865 and we ended up where?
1970.
So the author was slowly telling me things that happened
Over
through
the
years.
years.
So now that I've looked at my signal words and I go and I look in my reading journal, what I see right here in our sequencing poster is there's a word down there that says dates. Anytime that I see dates, I know that it is going to most likely be sequencing. So here we go. I'm not done. I found the signal words, but now I've got to lay out what is the author putting in order. I have to prove it with evidence. I can't just say this is sequencing and leave it. I've got to prove it. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first date and I'm going to put it in my number 1 box. Okay? So I have first metal two-wheel machine appeared in 1865. Whoa. How did I quote that?
Word
for word.
Okay, so that's my first date. So I can go ahead and be done with that one. My next date was 1870. It says first metal bicycle dates back to 1870. Boom, word for word. Done with my second date. Then I have number 3. Let's look at my third date, 1879. The first bicycle to have a chain was invented in 1879. Okay, there's my last, and then I've got 2 more. And number 4, I've got my 1960s. By the 1960s, bicycles were becoming lighter and simpler. And then in my last one, I have my 1970s, where it says the 10-speed bike was popular in the 1970s. How did I quote all of those?
Word for
Do it
word.
with me. I quoted them how?
Word for word.
Okay. Did I prove that this is sequencing? Did
Yes.
I walk through and show you how it was putting the bicycle in order?
Yes.
Okay. Questions about this? Yes, ma'am.
Does it always have to be word for word?
What, baby?
Does it always have to be word for
Yes,
word?
it always has to be word for word. That's how we prove things, is pulling it straight from the passage. Anyone else have a question? Good. Okay, turn and talk to your partner. What I want you to do, you don't have to get your talking chips out, but what I want you to do is ask each other, what steps did I follow? What kind of words did I highlight? What is sequencing? And what keywords do I look for? Ready? I'm going to pick one table that has this conversation really well and really respectfully. I'm coming. All right, virtual kiddos, here are your questions. Go ahead and pause this video while you can see them. I want you to discuss them with someone who's watching this at home with you or work these out on paper. All right, so the first thing I did is I read it. I looked to see if there were any signal word or any text features. I read it. I highlighted all of my signal words. I highlighted words like first. I highlighted dates. Then I made sure in my reading journal that this was sequencing, and then I proved it with word for word evidence. What is sequencing? What is sequencing? Someone I haven't heard from yet today. Someone I haven't heard from yet today. What is sequencing? Trenton, you tell me what sequencing is.
Beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah, I'm putting things in what?
Order.
Order. So when I ask you what is sequencing, you're going to tell me it's putting things in order. What is sequencing?
Putting things in order.
Very good. Okay, so we're going to do a we do together. We're going to do a sequence we do one, but don't move yet. It looks just like yesterday, where you're going to have the little gray bar and you're going to have to scroll, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to I'll read our passage together, and then we're going to go step by step. We're going to find our signal words. Then we're going to put in our first, and then our number 2, and then our number 3, and so on, okay? All right, hang on just a second. Virtual kiddos, this is called Sequencing We Do 1 on Google Classroom. Pause this video, go complete that, come back and check your work when you're done, okay? All right, kiddos, let's raise a hand and share with me some of the key words that you found. Alex, give me one. First. I definitely saw first. What else did I see? Molly. Oh, I forgot that it's music day. Hey, kiddos, we will come back and finish this, okay? Virtual kiddos, you're going to have another video right after this. So when this video is done, there's going to be another link in your agenda. Pick that video up to finish, okay?